Well, this is a guy's 1935 chop top Ford pickup truck. I picked it up 2 years ago in Texas. Got it running and drove it 40 miles home. And it fought me every mile of the way. That's no joke. It did. But it's time. I parked it up here. Got a little bit tired of it, to be honest. But I think it's too good to sit up here on the hill. We're gonna take it back down to the shop. I think we should build this thing, Bentley?
Yeah.
Probably what? Engine, transmission,
Yeah.
rear end, wiring.
Everything pretty much.
Everything. I think it's gonna be good.
That's fine.
Hood needs work. Don't worry about it.
Cab, yeah.
I don't know what's in here. See if we got a key.
Keys.
So some of you might not be familiar with this. You should go and check out when I pick this thing up. But basically it's been factorized. Okay, it's got a Mopar 318 under here with an automagical transmission. I believe it has some sort of Chevy rear-endish thing in it. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, it's pretty cobbled. But nonetheless, we are gonna try to fire this thing back up, drive it into the pole shed if we can, because it sits way too low to get it onto a trailer, and there's nothing to hook a chain on really. It's a fiberglass fendered truck, there's nothing in the back. You can't really pull the rig. So our best bet is trying to get this thing fired up and drive it over to the shop. Now, I had massive overheating issues with this thing. We think it's probably a cracked block, cracked heads, just the wrong engine, or all of the above. So we're gonna have to look at that. It's been sitting out here a couple years. Oh, we still got a lone wolf in here.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing has changed, literally. I'll show you what I mean. Let me get in here. So exactly like it was, nothing has changed, literally. Even still have the nail and the hose clamps I found on the side of the road to get the charging whirler to hang in there. I think we got 3 of 4 tires up. That other side is flat, isn't it? These are new tires, but
This is also flat.
is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so the downhill side went down, probably bead related. Battery, I'm sure, is shot. There you can see the date, July of 22. That's when I picked it up. I don't know what that does. It's sparking. We might have battery still. Well, maybe this is a ground. Yeah, the battery's got spark. This is a fuel tank. We brought some gasoline, so we can throw some fuel in it. Interior is very basic.
There's got to be a wasp nest somewhere. I've seen wasps fly out of.
Yeah, they're probably in the door or something. Gene Winfield has signed the dash over there, which is really, really cool. It's got a Chevrolet sedan, speedometer, a lot of homemade stuff going on. But I think we can make this a really rad truck with a couple weeks of just thrashing. Steering angle is terrible. You can see there. We're gonna be fighting with that. It's got homemade brakes on it. But do you want to grab the air compressor, see if we can get some wind in the tires?
Yep.
All right, thanks, buddy. While he's doing that, I think we'll probably start on fuel delivery, question mark. And I think it has a digital pump if I remember right, so we're gonna have to figure that out. I'll grab a jump box, hook that up, see if we can start figuring out switches and how to get fuel to this thing. Think it'll do anything?
Maybe.
Maybe. There it goes.
Yeah.
Well, that's good news. Hopefully the front's the same.
Yeah.
We're probably gonna have to clear this thing just to save the body. I don't necessarily think that this truck needs clear coat, but it's too good to let further rot. Like this. We gotta get that protected. So I guess the guy's kind of got two goals with this rig here is, well, can we get it into the shop? That would be great. But also somewhere towards the end of this here, we gotta come up with a plan. Some call it organization of thoughts, which is really difficult for me, but we know that the engine's shot, we know the transmission's shot, we gotta look at everything else and figure out what to do. A lot of you have said, well, duh, big block. I mean, you know, and then 90% of you have said, well, a Chevy small block or LS because they power the boat. And that's what hot rodders have been doing since the 50s. And then there's a small percentage here that said, well, get that mopar out of there, put a screw back in there, you know? So we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do, but we are gonna be repowering this thing and making some pretty big changes all around, but I need to get this in the shop and really just drink it up, start reliving my experiences, which I promised I would never do, driving this thing home, and then we'll figure out what's gonna happen. Back went well?
Yep.
All right, he's on the front now, back aired up. We get the front aired up, at least we're holding wind. I'm gonna get a jump box and see if we can get this thing turning over. He's hearing some hissing. The bead might not be very good. It's hard to tell, but we're actually on a very steep hill, side hill here. So for the downhill side, it's quite a bit of pressure for these rigs. And we're hoping.
I remember when we parked it here, I don't think the side aired up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I can just still hear it hissing.
Hissing away, huh? The old Mustang fired back up. We drove this around here the other day. That's pretty good. I got to get something to cover this up. A little bit of rainwater in there. Uh-oh. Dead battery on the machine, or are you just listening?
I shut it off. I was just listening. I don't think it's gonna go.
Keep going. Might have to take that tire off and put it on the machine. Okay, I think there was a switch. Oh, I'm trying to relive this here. I think this was the fuel pump. This was lights, if I grounded it. That was my throttle cable fix. Seems fine. And that's all the truck had. There's really nothing else. I think that was the switch for the headlights, but it didn't do anything. It's been chopped. You can see the line there. Yeah, see if it's got brakes. Brake master seems to be brake mastering. Oh, I forgot about the firewall. The whole firewall moves an inch when you hit the brakes. That's a thing. Probably gonna have to address that. So this tire ain't taking wind. Bentley's gonna run over to the barn and try to get a low profile aluminum jack so we can slide it under here. This is where it gets hard moving this truck around, is the fenders are fiberglass, there's no bumpers on it, everything else is fragile and or been just hacked and cut off. So we're gonna have to try to find a jack point to get some pressure off of this tire and wheel combo, to either try to get some wind in the thing, for Pete's sake, you know, or that's got to come off. And we got to run it up to the shop. I am going to hook this up and hope that it's not locked up. Probably been drinking a lot of water. And we know it runs terrible, but it'd be nice if it could do one more drive up to the pole barn there. I don't know what's supposed to be happening. I don't hear any pump. Cranks. Got a bad gallop. Really bad gallop, but we gotta look at fuel delivery. So I started looking over here. We got a filter and some wire running over. One of them is a SAD cable, which seems to be hooked up here. The other one is this one. Where's the fitting for that? I don't even know. Oh, there you go. Listen. Shh. Shh. Okay. Listen now. Okay. So we must have a pump on the fuel rail somewhere. So I'm going to splice this, wrap it around this nut, and call that good. Fuel pump's running. If I know me, this is switching ground. Safer. Come on. I can't believe I drove this thing that far, let's be honest. Let's see what this is doing. Oh, it's squirting fuel. Wow. Do I got a kill switch somewhere or something?
There you go. Wanna try that?
Oh, thanks, buddy. I don't think I do. It's getting plenty of fuel. Oh, for heaven's sakes.
There's fuel leaking out of that.
Yeah, I mean, the pump's working good. I don't remember if I did any magical digital safeties. I don't think I did. Typical mopar wiring, you know. So what is going on here now? Can't believe it. Wow. Huh.
So I'm going to pull out the spark plug here, see if we're getting fuel, and then we'll also check if we have spark. They're tight. Ooh, that does not look good.
Is it wet?
It's rusty and dry.
Okay, it's not getting fuel yet then.
Mm-mm.
All right, this test spark. Stick it back on the boot, hold on the manifold there. We'll crank it and see if we get sparkles.
There.
Well, the headlights are on.
Are they?
Yeah.
You want me to turn those off?
There's a white wire on the battery. Take that off. I might have hot wire. Oh, I did hot wire it at that laundromat that one night. See the white wire under the clamp?
There's a few white wires.
On the positive that's not bolted up? Next to the alligator jaw. By the new car air freshener.
Yeah, I see it. I'm trying to get it off. There we go.
Okay.
Are they off?
Yep.
Nice.
Okay. No spark. Is the key on?
Yeah, key's on. Does it turn more than once?
You turn it with the key in there.
All right. You ready?
Yep. Okay, hold on. Right against where there's fuel. Try it now. Okay. No spark. Well, that's weird. These ignition systems are known for reliability. No. Oh, I just heard something short out. Okay, let's try it again.
Ready?
Yep. Now we got spark.
We do?
Yeah, what did I move?
Well, the ignition is being really weird. I was like, it's like loose. So
No,
I was
I
like,
moved this bundle of extension cords and
Extension
electrical tape, and something went zzz.
all right. This ignition is like spinning inside of it though.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's
It's
weird.
a lawnmower key from the 80s.
Oh.
Only the best. So, okay. Do you want to put this back in?
Yep.
My wristitis is flaring up. I'm going to go wet my back neck. Yell at me when you're ready.
Yep.
That's looking good, son. Good job.
All right, I think it's on.
Okay, flip that fuel pump back on.
This switch, right?
Yeah, it's that cheesy switch on the column.
All right.
Okay. Fuel coming in. Kind of-ish. Keys on?
Yep.
There we go. Ha!
Oh yeah.
So somewhere there's, don't touch any of this.
Yeah, or just
Or
like
probably
all
this.
that. Yeah.
Or this. Because there's a security switch somewhere in there. All right, we got a lifter that's not wanting to pump up. Oh, I remember that now. It's cutting the grass.
It's smoking pretty good.
Yeah. Mopar life.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, so now do we try to move it on this flat? Get it on like, maybe up there on the gravel, or do we try to air it up here?
I mean, we have the jack here. We can just try it.
Okay. Why don't you turn the key off and see if that does anything then?
All right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well,
You
it
wanna turn the
sounds
fuel pump?
terrible, just like I remember. Turn the fuel pump off. We have like 7 minutes of running before this overheats and shoots a geyser into the sky like Yellowstone, so we got a plan. Okay, so put your eyeballs in here.
Yep.
Hook your retina onto this piece right there. See that?
That thing?
Yeah, then put your foot under there and jiggle it. Feel that?
My foot is not long enough.
Feel that? Get that
Kinda.
jack under there. It's either gonna work or we're gonna destroy this fiberglass fender. Okay?
Where am I going?
Keep going. 12 feet. 11
This
feet.
grass is making it hard.
13 feet. More. Right there. Okay, jack there. I gotta hope the truck lifts before this hits. Okay, keep going. There you go. Things are happening. What we're trying to do here is get some pressure off of the tire and the wheel to release this bead a little bit and hope that we can shoot some wind in it and that it'll hold. See how that tire just flopped out?
Yeah.
Is it in neutral or something? Why are we moving? I don't know, keep going. That's probably
This jack is flipping.
good. Yeah, that's fine. Try to
Do not touch that.
Yeah, put some wind in there now.
All right. We grab the air compressor.
If this works, we'll just fire it up, neutral drop it. I don't know if it's gonna make it that far to the shop, but we're gonna try. I got big plans for this truck. We should back this in because if all goes as planned, the box is coming off and probably the cab, and I don't know, it's gonna get spicy.
Ready?
Yep. There.
Yeah, it's doing something. Slowly, you can see it.
Maybe crank it to 40 so it really pushes on the bead.
Oh, that's...
There you go.
Was doing something.
What do we got on here? Nexans!
I don't know. Looks like it.
It's a European racing tire set. They used them on F1 cars. No, they definitely did not. This has been a battle royale. I've been punching the tire, trying to get this thing to seat, pulling on it, manipulating it. Bentley's holding the jack so it doesn't crush my hands. We're slowly gaining pressure. But we're getting there. Oh, 12, we're winning. Just gonna keep on trying. The more pressure we're gonna get, the better. Unfortunately, whoever put hubcaps on this in the past drilled right through the wheels. That did not help us. That's how long this thing's been sitting up here. I can't get it. We've been futzing around. Where am I out of battery? I'm out of battery. Used the whole battery. You can hear Bentley just ripping off on the side-by-side. He's gonna go get an Impacto. We can twist these off. And we're gonna take this down to the pole barn and see if we can doctor it up and get it to hold some wind. Or we're just not gonna get out of here. We're on this big side hill. We gotta go around the barn, down the gravel road. And we just ain't gonna make it. We gotta deal with this at some point anyway, so might as well do it now, even though we're piddling away time. These tires is brand new. They got, 600 miles on them. They got a really soft sidewall, and that's been fighting me. These are the screw holes someone jammed through here just to hold on hubcaps, not knowing how tires and wheels work apparently. So that's pretty neat. It's a weird purple paint under that red and orange.
Red, orange, and purple.
Careful. Alright, get clear of the truck because this thing might fall over. And there's the some sort of front end stuff with bad boots and some rust.
Is that pieces of the tire in the ground?
Yep, don't worry about that, it's fine.
Alright.
We'll figure it out. Well, we got it thrown up on the Tire Restoration Center here. Nope, that's my toolbox. But anywho's, we got a hole here leaking wind, one here, and one down here. So I'm gonna clean these up with a cheek poker, flap disc, the old iron in the teeth whirler. And then we're gonna get a lightning staff out and we're gonna plug these holes and hope that that works. I'm sure I do have some sort of wheels that are this bolt pattern, but I don't know what this offset is or width. And it probably is just faster to plug these up and just call it good. So that's what we're gonna try first. Sure. Just got to do that 2 more times. All right, let's see if we can weld these together quick. Without starting the wheel on fire. No fire yet. It's pretty good. All right, that should do. Now those holes have a little cover over them. So we'll throw them up on the tire machine, see if we could throw wind in them again. Again, these tires are new. Just trying to get them to seat on this old wheel is something else. Let's see what this bushing does. Well, that's sounding a lot better. It's starting to get circular in shape. I think that's a win. A little bit of a, there we go. A couple small bead leaks here and there. But I think we force enough wind down in there, it'll, you know, pressure to help it out. Fixed back from the shop. Bentley's going to try to wrestle it on there. Just don't put your head under the fender or anything like that, in case that jack does hobo freight things. There you go. All right, man. That was easy. I'll get you the impact. A guy also grabbed some lawnmower gas from 2012 and a jug there. We'll go ahead and throw that in the beer keg, and that should be fine. Get stuff to the shop anyway, you know? Oh, that sounds good. Gonna be changing a lot on this truck. I don't think I'm gonna be changing this fuel tank. It's pretty good. Ouch.
All right, tires on.
Oh, nice. Good job.
Thanks.
Go ahead and let her down. Oh.
That's fine.
Okay. Do you want to see if there's any water in the water heater?
In the radiator?
Yeah.
It's not gonna explode on me, right?
Huh?
It's not gonna explode, right?
No. It hasn't run long enough to explode yet.
You sure?
Yep.
I mean, I can't see anything.
No juice? They'd use 758 metric tons of water on the way back.
Stayed.
Okay. I guess let's see if it moves. Doing pretty good.
Your master cylinder just went to a 90-degree angle.
Yeah, the firewall is not very firewall-y.
Yeah.
Forgot how good this runs. Okay, we're slowly making our way back to the it did anyway. It's not running very good. That's fine. I don't know why we got to work on this truck. It seems to be great. How do you get out? So it just fell off. Got it running again. Light ring and fuel issue. Well, everything issue. Let's just be honest. Oh, we're getting closer. Kind of. Not really. At all. Okay. Getting fuel. Oh, I almost did something. It's pretty good, right? Come on. Now I'm walking 79 miles. Great. 9 months later, Bentley came back on a rescue mission and found me. So we're gonna try to use this cheesy strap and pull this thing. Yeah, it's tough on this one. We'll try to get it up here somewhere. Seems to be working so far. Oh yeah. All right, Bentley, what's the plan to get the truck into here?
Well, everybody's gone doing groceries or something, and we can't push it because we only have 2 people. So we're gonna open up this door, back the side-by-side in here, use the winch, pull it in, and drive the side-by-side out.
So you're gonna go to the right?
Yes, the right.
So then I gotta crank it left.
Yep.
So then you can still drive out when we get the truck in here.
Yep.
Allegedly, this is gonna work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's
Hopefully.
give it a shot. Oh boy, this is gonna be tight. Okay. We got this,
Get the winch out.
I don't know what it is, 4,500 pound ATV winch on this. We'll see if that's gonna do the deal. Truck's gonna have to be way over, but maybe we can just sneak it here, get this out, and then we have enough room to try to put it on dollies or jack it around. We'll see what happens. Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
This is gonna be a minute.
Huh?
I said this is gonna be a minute.
Well, there might be. Put it on free spool.
What does that mean?
Right hand side. Should be a knob or a gear or a button. Yeah, there you go. No, just gotta walk 300 yards. We'll be in business. Okay, go ahead, buddy. Oh yeah, it's doing fine. So we're gonna winch this back in. If we play our cards right, we can get the side-by-side out, which has been just an instrumental vehicle around here. I hate to admit it, I almost bought like a Geo Tracker or, you know, an S10 pickup and just took the doors off, but I'll be paying on it till I'm 57 years old, but it'll be worth it. We use it every single day. And here's another example right now. Yep. Is there any kind of drink service? We'll keep going. I'm definitely not first class. Huh? Is the e-brake on? Yeah. Keep going. Keep going. Side by side's pulling. Ready? Yep. Ain't got no mirrors in this thing. Okay. Truck is in. He's gonna try to sneak the John Deere out. Man, I like the way this truck looks. It's very good. Good job, buddy. And now we gotta get this thing centered in the floor, because I'm telling you, things are gonna get pretty wild. And there's a lot of that's gonna be happening. Well, that literally took most of the afternoon, but the 35 Ford is back in the garage. And actually, I'm very, very excited. I've had big plans for this truck since the second I laid eyes on it. And I'm just happy to dig into this thing. And I've got some big help on the way. He's on a plane right now. That's coming pretty soon. But first, a lot of you may not remember this truck. We're gonna do a walk around, take a closer look at it, come up with a game plan. Yeah, I said it, the P word, plan. And we're gonna go through an absolute thrash on this thing. But don't worry, it's gonna be budget friendly, and we're gonna try to make it a lot of fun and show you guys how to do some stuff at home, okay? But first, let's take a walk down memory lane. Here's how and where and why I picked this truck up, and the journey back to Vice Grip Garage. Oofta me. If you've been watching the channel a while, you undoubtedly recognize this truck. I was down here in Texas. I found my dad's 56 Buick, and I stopped in here at Craven Customs. Saw the truck, fell in love with it, made a deal on the thing. There's actually a lot more room in here than a guy would have, predicted. Will all be dipped. What are we looking at here? Look at that. I'm really, really hoping that's not head gasket and just water, because that is milkshake, and I don't need no boys in the yard. Yes! Nailed it. Hello? Hello? No, I think it's empty. Well, ain't that something? Adjusting. Well, this guy is on. Oh. We gotta deal with a suspension piece under here. It's actually pretty terrifying. Let me show you this. These bar doohippies right here is what keeps this rear end in place, essentially. Without these bars, we just run over the axle. And look at this nut right here. It's got about a thread on it. But if that bolt comes out, these arms drop and the rear end just tears out of this thing. Oh, the sticking throttle is convenient. It's like cruise control. Oh, the caps of this. Uh-oh. We got milkshake. Well, luckily I was carrying a head gasket with me, so I put that in quick. Arm's getting cold. Driving with the cell phone light out the window, so passerbys know that there's something. Anyway, I gotta try to figure out these headlights. I might just direct wire it, not worry about switches or anything like that for tonight. At least get, one headlight. I think that's a song. So I'm gonna cut that, touch it to this, and hopefully, boop, boop, light. Well, I'll be dipped. Cold start this morning, maybe. Good thing I bought that other charger whirler. Gonna quick swap that out. Made a one exit. That's pretty good. if it works, is really a dumb idea. I had to reband the bend. 2 big washers in there, 1 hose clamp around here, and then another hose clamp around the adjusting bolt over the top of the bracket. And then this is a rusty nail I found on the side of the road to keep the clamp from walking off of the stud. What we got is a new tight belt. All be damned. What a week full of chaos and adventure, but the Mopar powered Ford got us home. I was a little bit nervous there a couple times, but goes to show you, fellers and fellettes, with a little bit of, patience and a Scotia perseverance, you could do just about anything you set your mind to. So as you can see, the truck and I have some history. It may not be what most people would call the best, but it was one of the most memorable trips I have ever had in my life. Especially the night cruising. Beautiful. All by yourself. No help. Hardly any tools. And you're just cruising in an old 35 Ford. It can't get any better than that. Reminded me of the Model A trip back home. But anyway, I want to make this truck better. I want to make it turnkey. I want my friends to be able to jump in this thing and go for a cruise. If they want to take it to a car show or power tour or cruising the coast or whatever, it can't be this. What's happened? What is this is doing now? It's clearly not very efficient. I've gone 7 miles and it's taken me, 6 hours. Math, terrible. So let's walk around this thing just as another quick refresher. Mark down what's good, mark down what's bad, maybe come up with a list of some sort, and then we got to just get ready to dig into this thing. It is going to be labor intensive. So we'll talk about some obvious bad stuff here in a minute, but I want to talk about all of the good. First of all, 35 Ford truck, look at it. Chopped, done beautifully. I'm usually not a huge fan of the chopped top, but this thing is done right. It's not extreme, it's just enough. All of the angles are parallel, openings, everything just looks good and tidy. It's got fiberglass fenders, front and rear. These are steel, so it's solid. There's no huge rust holes, there's no gaping issues, there's nothing terribly wrong. It's got an original tailgate, which is unobtainium. It's got a weird looking neon green spider in the back that we're going to leave alone. I mean, everything is basically here to make a really cool truck. You can see it sits kittywampus. Something terrible going on with the suspension. Inside is simple, but it works. The seat's not bolted down, there's no foam. It's a Mexican blanket over springs, but it's oddly comfortable. It's got a homemade tunnel in there. There's Gene Winfield's signature on the dash. I got to do something with that, put some clear over it or something. It's got a couple plates on the floor. It's a pretty tasteful rat rod, I guess you could say. 318 Mopar transmission, homemade drive shaft, and then back here we've got a Chevrolet rear end. And judging by those 2 bolts right there, or holes I should say, see those? That's a 3rd gen Camaro. I don't even need to run the number on that rear end. So it's got a Chevrolet. It's got 50,000 washers stacked on the pinion. If you remember these bars on the bottom that hold the axle in place to keep it from coming out, that main bolt is about ready to fall off. The suspension is just, it's super sketchy. All of it, front and rear. This left front is dove down for some reason or another. Now we know this engine is not good. It's got a cracked block, heads, maybe head gasket, all of the above. It's in terrible condition. It's got 19 gallons of K-Seal in it. Transmission was slipping. We'd get high gear every now and then-ish. If you look at the wiring, it's really good, but it could probably stand an upgrade, okay? So here's what I'm thinking overall for this truck. Now, everyone may not agree on this overall, But I hope you can dig the hot rod mentality of just using what we have and making something cool and better. And that's my plan on this. It needs an engine, it needs a transmission, it needs a rear end, it needs rear suspension, it needs wiring. 5 huge tasks at minimum to make this truck something that's turnkey, can go down the highway, you can have fun with, take the shows, and do everything I was just talking about. So how do we do that? If you just go out and buy new stuff, that's a tremendous amount of money. Well, here's the plan. Remember the Lincoln Versailles is? So before I even attempt to get this thing running after more than 2 decades, I got to get this car extracted. This shed or garage or whatever this is, quite honestly, is really unsafe to be working in. And you know, if a guy is saying that, heed the warning. All right, hold on. The smell on this one, guys, is like a cast iron bathtub full of mold and mice. I mean, it's terrible. This should be a 302, by the way. This came with like 135 horsepower, believe that or not. And if you got the big engine upgrade, the 351, you got 138 horsepower. So, you know, another 49 cubic inches, get you 3 more horse. That's pretty good. Yes! It's alive! Ah! Getting hit with shrapnel. Finally! Yes! Well, look at her go! Ain't she a cute little thing? Okay. Please have spark. Nope. Oh, here we go. Oh no. Yeah, that car. Well, the car itself is no longer with us. Rest in peace. It's been parted out to people that needed parts for that car because they are hard to find in running condition. But I did pluck out and save the 302, the C4, and the 9-inch rear end with disc brakes. Do you see what I'm saying here? Yeah, I'm one of the guys that says we should probably put this back Ford powered. And what better than a 302 with a C4 automagical and a Ford 9-inch rear end with disc brakes? That ought to take care of all of that, but it's going to get better. We're going to strip that 302 down. It had some issues. I'm going to rebuild it right here. I'm going to get an engine kit off the interwebs. Just something that everyday feller or fella can get. And we're going to rebuild that thing. We're going to make it better. Cheap. Transmission, I don't know. We'll brake clean it. Put some spray paint on it. Rear end, I'll wire wheel it. We'll probably paint that too. We're going to put that in. Suspension, I'm thinking homemade 4-link with bags. Yeah, airbags. Psst, 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 psst. All that stuff. Now that, I am going to need some help. I've called my buddy Dave Chappelle. You know, from Dirt Every Day. That guy. He's going to swing on out here and help me with the rear end because I have no idea what's going on with that whatsoever. And hopefully within a week, week and a half, this truck is going to be incredible for very, very cheap. So let me know what you guys think. Are you in? Are you liking this idea? Bleep bloop it. Comment down there below. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what you want to see, what you don't want to see, what we can skip over, what we can fast forward, what you really want to delve into, because we're going to do a multi-part series on this, and you guys are going to see this thing come to life. Once again, it's going to be a blast and a lot of work. Thanks, guys, for watching. Appreciate you so very much. And hey, listen, you're going to see us back very, very soon because we've got a lot to dig into. Speaking of, I'm going to start right now. See ya. Come back. Subscribe. Hit the button. It's free. Okay, let's start by getting the ignition off, cooling lines, disconnect the battery.